Is a conservative shul a sacred precinct?
Wait. What is it? What?
You can't have sex in the temple.
Precincts? What is that? What pasuk is that? Because I don't know what that translates as. What did you translate? Precincts?
Like you can't have sex in the temple. Like in the ancient, well, most of the ancient Near East, they'd have like temple prostitutes. And you go to temple and you'd bang a prostitute. And that was considered
Who hasn't
service
done
of
that?
God.
Who hasn't done that?
We don't roll that way.
No, okay.
So, is a conservative shul, though, a sacred precinct? Because I was with a woman in a conservative shul, and we got bored during conservative services, so we started making out in the hallway, and we were about to go into the rabbi's office to really rev things up, but the Mexican help stopped us.
Great, but by the way, thank you for not letting us go 20 minutes without telling us about your sex life.
Another time, after Shabbos, we started making out on the bima right next to the Aron HaKodesh,
right,
which contains Torah scrolls,
right,
but we didn't go any further. Another time, after a dinner with a shiksa at a kosher restaurant, I walked up to my modern Orthodox shul, and right in front of the security cameras in the doorway that evening, we started making out.
You made out with the shiksa in the security cameras of a modern Orthodox shul.
Yeah, is that wrong?
Yeah, don't get caught on camera, man. That's just really lame.
I'm starting to think that sometimes I lack good judgment.
Which shul was that, by the way?
I don't want to say the name.
Okay. The answer is that the conservative one for sure is not. What was that word you called?
Sacred precinct.
It's not a sacred precinct. It's a makam tameh. It's a makam. It's a place of heresy.
Okay.
So it's not. It's a makam.
So I don't have to worry about making.
No, it's probably the best thing that ever. It's the most holy thing that ever happened in there.
Right. Okay.
The other one I won't comment on because you didn't tell me the shul. Go ahead.
What would the rabbis say from a Torah perspective to people today suffering from a gross skin disease? Sometimes I wish we could put them outside the camp.
I don't think they would say anything.
Okay.
What would you say?
I'd say, try to do something about that, pal. So I remember once this shiksa attacked me. We were lying on the couch watching Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Here we go.
She was lying on top of me, but I knew she had a boyfriend. So my conscience says to me, you're in great peril. And I say to myself, I don't think I am. Then my conscience says back to me, yes you are, you're in terrible peril. And I say, let's face the peril together. Then my conscience says, no, it's too perilous. And I say, look, it's my duty as a knight to sample as much peril as I can. Then my conscience says, no, we've got to find the Holy Grail, come on. And I say, oh, let me just have a little bit of peril. And my conscience says, no, it's unhealthy. And I say, I bet you're gay. And my conscience says, and not. And all of a sudden, this comely shiksa attacks me and pulls down my pants, and before I knew it, we're engaged in behavior contrary to both the spirit and the letter of the Torah, written and oral. And when it was all over, we found out that she was menstruating, and I never did get the stain out of my trousers. So sin is like that, it leaves a mark. So it turns out that I really was in great peril, and that I was not up to combating the peril as the Torah would prescribe. So it's very important that our viewers don't get stuck behind closed doors, watching movies with comely shiksas lying on top of them, liable to spring at any moment.
Yeah, it's very important.
So I'm listening to Jonathan Franzen's new novel, Freedom, on CD. There's a scene in there where a married shiksa climbs into bed with her husband's best friend while said hubby is away. Friend says he's not going to destroy his best friend's wedding. Shiksa says, I'm asleep. I don't know what I'm doing. Perhaps I'm sleepwalking. Why don't you sleep too? We don't know anything. We might just have some nice dreams. So she kind of spreads herself on top of him while making this argument, pulls down his shorts, and he was in very great peril. So watch out for that kind of situation. Often women will say, oh, I'm sleeping right now. I don't know what I'm doing. So
that's good advice. Yeah. That's good advice.